Sometimes Imagine It is so big it's hard to imagine. So they have to go on location. Down to the imagination
I
station.
love that. This week, Carl Nelson shows 13 ABC's Jay Birchback how to create a hovercraft.
Hi again, I'm meteorologist Jay Birchback along with Carl Nelson. We're at the Imagination Station, another episode of Imagine It. Today, a very neat experiment showing how things can almost float and can be used to move other things like people or balloons. Hovercraft, Carl, explain.
Air cushions or hovercraft got a balloon and a little disc, and when I take my finger away, we'll get a cushion of air that floats, that fills underneath that disc, and that puck bounces back to me. Will move across the table in a nearly frictionless way, right? Kind of like an air hockey puck, something like that. Well, this is kind of a cool little model of a hovercraft. I thought we'd make it bigger, right? Like supersize this.
Sure.
Get one big enough that you could actually make at home. So really simple here. All we have is a hunk of plywood. We've cut a hole big enough that you could fit a leaf blower into it, something like this, right? Put the leaf blower in, we get lots of air volume there. And on the other side, this is just like a painting tarp, an old graphic we had. Secure the center with some sort of plastic coffee lid, for instance. And what will happen is when the air comes from the other side, it'll inflate this, sort of like half a donut. All right, the air is going to come out these big holes, and we'll trap a cushion of air on the inside that should provide a frictionless platform where you can scoot around in our atrium here.
Wonderful.
Now, it would not be cool, though, if we stopped there, right? Because the next thing we want to do is we want to give you a sort of a propulsion system of sorts. And for that, we've got a big cylinder of carbon dioxide gas, which you're going to fire off. All right? I'm going to see if you can get you scooting across our floor at some appreciable velocity.
Sure. You ready to
All
try?
right, let's give it a try.
Let's go give it a try.
All right. All right, so what you're seeing there is Jay is scooting around on his cushionless chariot of sorts, right? The leaf blower is filling that pocket of air underneath the piece of plywood, giving him a frictionless platform to work on. And oh, there he goes, firing off that CO2 cylinder of gas, which is shooting gas out in front of him and pushing him backwards. So the gas is going forwards, Jay is going backwards. A perfect example of Newton's third law. For every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. He's ejecting a huge quantity of gas at a very high velocity, and you can see he's moving, well, kind of slowly, but he is moving for certain. And the longer he's pressing that down, the faster he's going to move. And if you want to check out how to do this at home, definitely check out our website, imaginationstationtoledo.org, where we have plans for hovercraft similar to this. There's all different ways you can build this, but check out our site. Here's one way, and if you come up with a better way, let us know.
Wow, Carl, that was so cool.
Was that
for me
not
to
neat?
float across the floor and actually push myself. I mean, I could see myself going to work every day on a hovercraft.
I think so. I think you were a little startled there, though, when that gas first came out, because it has a pretty appreciable kick coming out of the hose. You got to be careful to hold on to it tight. But a great example of, for every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. Newton's third law, right? That air, CO2 scooting out was actually forcing you the other way on your frictionless platform.
Sure, you take away most of the friction, and that allows you to move.
Exactly.
Okay, wonderful experiment. Thank you for letting me do that. So much fun.
Yep.
For Carl Nelson, I'm meteorologist Jay Birchback. That was Imagine It.
That was so cool. I
That's
love
pretty
that.
terrific. And you can get the same effect with a fire extinguisher and a chair with wheels like this one. But don't try it at your office when your boss is watching.
Nice.